Hello, and welcome to Sherlock Holmes The Awakened. This is going to be a Sherlock Holmes versus the Cthulhu Mythos type scenario. I've done a lot of games like this, or not a lot of games, well, I've done the Call of Cthulhu tabletop role-playing game. I've also ran quite a few of them as a lore keeper, and it has a lot of this type of influence in my opinion. And I've also read several books where it was quite literally Sherlock Holmes versus the Cthulhu Mythos in an alternative scenario. So I can't wait to play this. I haven't adjusted any audio yet. I did a little bit. I have to turn it down even more. This seems to be quite loud. So I might have to do that a couple times as we go through this. But as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started. Battle over London. Game looks fantastic so far.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my son?
A little bit.
I set it aside.
And for that, I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
Right, WASD, normal to move around. Left click to look at things. London Advertiser, September 28th, 1882. Tensions between England and Sweden are running high after a series of unfortunate mishaps during a recent visit to London by Swedish Princess Ildur. Chief among the scandals was the embarrassment of the British diplomatic corps as a result of the unexplained disappearance of Princess Ildur's personal bodyguard. A longtime member of her inner circle took the opportunity to explore London while off duty and never returned from his late-night promenade. A spokesman for the police assures the Advertiser that they are confident the bodyguard will be located, as he is a striking representative of the Scandinavian people. In quotes, a man like that gets noticed, whether by his peers at the gentlemen's clubs or the fair nightingales who comfort them.
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting.
It's gossip.
Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming. I don't see the Strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
What? Put this as unlimited. 60 should do. It's running at like 200 frames a second. It's not really necessary, because you guys won't really even notice. Oh shit, I can knock over stuff? Interesting.
The dustbin is yours for the digging, Mr. Holmes.
Alright, it's rainy today. Why not dress in something more appropriate? Open the casebook, navigate to wardrobe, put on a hat. So these are our clues. I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, we get several different attires here. Wonder why that is. Guess for disguises. Interesting.
A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool. You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here. Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Blast. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
Any breaking news today?
The dock accident. It's the talk of the town.
Yes. Besides the tripe on the front page, anything about burglaries?
I'm not sure, sir.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson?
Sure, now I can take the day off.
Did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
That's odd.
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises. Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears. If you have more shillings. Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here!
Please get out of the rain, please. Okay. Newsboy said the suspicious man was carrying a stack of books, and this morning Mr. Barnes, the local bookseller, delivered a novel for Dr. Watson. A cactus spine for assassination, a loud bang. A visit to Mr. Barnes is in order. Okay.
Come now, Mr. Holmes. Murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his scruples.
Not every pawn knows it's part of a game.
Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here!
So I'm now looking for the bookshop. Very much has the feel of any Cthulhu Mythos investigative game that I've played. Ah, there we are. Not suspicious at all. Overworked. I'd like to take a look at his hands. If it would allow me. It quite literally will not allow me. Ah, okay, up and down. Gotcha. Ink. Sore leg. One select taller. Poor sleep and stress. Where's high heels? So these are the two. So limp, light, most likely the result of an attack. Feels look taller and stronger. Being threatened by somebody. Developed a limp. Result of hours of intense work. Not very confident. Unlikely that such a person would be involved in a murder plot, even if the ink on his hands suggests that he is the one who soiled the papers. Nevertheless, Mr. Barnes would still be a pawn of a bigger plan. The thing is, I do not know Mr. Barnes enough to assume either. He's clearly exhausted and stressed. He might be a blackmail victim. Makes sense. He doesn't seem like somebody that would be out in the rain doing something like that unless he was forced to do it.
Mr. Barnes, a word.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please...
He's trying to escape.
Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
No, really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out. The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood. So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
That's sweet.
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
That's very Lovecraftian for sure. That's the book I would be looking at.
Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
Catalog of exotic plants on Barnes' counter. The name of the catalog reads Everlasting Plants for an Everlasting Love. Power of Love, Blood, and Mandrake. The Mystery of Edwin Drood and Charles Burhams.
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is. An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible. The finest view London has to offer.
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
Anne has a lot of cryptic things in his house, or in his shop.
Apologies, but I can't hear you. Please come back later.
looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on, Watson, think.
Wonder if there's a way in through the back. Seriously, buddy.
I like bookshops. One of the few spots in London where you are shunned for making a racket.
I don't know what that does. That button again. Mycroft's agents. Looking for something on a bookshelf.
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
Okay. No way, that's it. It's not letting me pick any of these now. Am I missing something? Oh no, I'm already lost. Okay, why is he acting strange? I quite literally can't do another one because it wants a green document or testimony. I've got nothing. Just these two.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
A familiar spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin?
I'm gonna say yes.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
Wearing a mourning brooch, memory of her husband. Dress is made from expensive fabric, not suitable for work. Shoes show no trace of mud. Eyes constantly dart around the street in search for something or someone. Would be dressed so nice. With then again, the flowers across the shop. Hmm. Then there's the broken vase that the flowers were in. Could have been defending herself from somebody and hit them with it. Yeah. I think she defended herself from the guy across the street.
My condolences, Mrs. Fleming.
Mr. Holmes?
Your husband's death. You're clearly still in mourning.
Oh, no. I loved him more than anything, of course, but that was some time ago now. Life goes on.
A lesson we all learn, one way or another.
I was wrong.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come
Good
again?
quote.
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a dole to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
Ah, she is ready to move on.
I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. I don't know anything about this, sorry. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes. No, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy, so we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached, but since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
Hello there. What's your name?
Lily, I know, not very original.
Still very sweet. Okay, that has to be it. Clearly not. Alright. be one of these. It's probably this one. Yeah. Barnes displays a bouquet of dead flowers to attract the attention of Miss Fleming, a florist. You may hope she will come into his shop and give him watering advice, or it could simply be a symbol of his desperation. Barnes anonymously gifted her a cactus, which he ordered from a catalog on his counter. Questionable choice, but for Barnes, a symbol of his eternal love, since the catalog presents these cacti as immortal. Plainly, this is the same cactus he dropped on the strand outside of 221B Baker Street.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled. You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
I got
All right, then.
both of their motives wrong.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus and your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can
Lord.
happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
Saltpeter explosion rock stocks. Local at the port of London had a rude awakening last night with loud bangs and thick red smoke disturbing the peace. Merchant ship Moskva had docked at Pier Number 3 in the early morning, en route to Europe, when it was rocked by several concussive explosions. The Port Authority is yet to comment on the incident, and it is unknown if any crew members were on board at the time. Eyewitnesses report seeing saltpeter leaking into the river, but with the area still off limits to workers and the public, it may be some time before we have a full account of what transpired.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition, and that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But...
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
Yeah, I think he just got into my head about all the mysteries and shit.
Not much further now.
I believe this is it, correct? Ooh. This is a lovely house. Or mansion.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles, and it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony, then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
Escaped?
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
Tell me about Kim.
Yeah.
He's foreign, a Maori, all the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen, and as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English, never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
I take it this is the first time Kimahia has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Is there any reason Kimahia may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Did Kimahia make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No, no. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
Alright, that's interesting.
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. Sounds much more like forced labor than anything else. We have here.
Looks like a knee print. A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots. Chewing tobacco. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right. The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
Do you think Kimmy here had an accomplice in his escape?
What could have left these tracks? They seem fresh.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and check out the shed. So far it does seem odd. Is it wide enough for this? Probably not. This is broken. Pretty well broken. Is that a face?
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here. A small navy spyglass.
Okay.
A scrap of Hessian. These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them. A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called. Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly? Button chops. The remains of a meal.
No, it's good to know it's not human bone.
The ashes are long since cold. A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
So he was smoking that and getting high. He wore those Hessian clothing. It looks like he came through here, tripped, broke the boxes and fell on his face. Like he was in a hurry. Keys are missing.
Derek is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please try to remain courteous.
I guess he was like hotboxing the room. That's what it seems like. He's keeping the smell from leaving. He's a drug addict. I might have to go around to see what's going on out there. It looks like something here was pushed or dragged. It looks like he was hiding here for some time. Hiding from something. Okay, let's go around from the outside, see if there's anything on the outside here. Alright, so it's not going to allow me to do that.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
I think he just had a bad trip. In both senses of the word. Yeah, I know those have nothing to do with each other. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. Oh, that's right. We heard the explosion this morning. Seems we're missing some information. I still think it has to do with the opioids, but maybe he like tripped out or something. Maybe we can get more information from speaking to the captain. Getting high, he tripped, and he hid behind here and took off running. Thing is it says that there's more here. No? That's probably it. Just don't know what those black dots mean. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't mean anything and it'll reveal all of it later.
Where on earth are you going with this? Where on earth are you going with this? Where on earth are you going with this?
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahir's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it.
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahir's?
Yes. I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting. Where on earth are you going with this? I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimmy here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
Has Kimahir ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimahir's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco.
Do you happen to know Kimahir's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest. But I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
Okay, one of these have to connect. No?
No air coming through it.
So somebody else was here.
Is this a Tanifa, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills.
Oh. So somebody wrote that? Okay, so somebody drew that while he was getting high off of his opioids, saw that, and in fear ran this way, tripped on this. Somebody was over there hiding and watching him while he was doing it. And then something was drug off this way while he sprinted off in fear. So somebody else was involved here and more than likely stole something. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay. The last piece. It was not. Okay. Good thing Sherlock Holmes is smarter than I am.
Why are you still here?
Good question. Why am I still here?
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
You think he might have used this cart to get over? That's how he got over the wall. Okay.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Okay, so if the card hasn't been used in a long time, which I figured, what the hell was dragged through here?
you find my man, I have a marvelous whiskey with your name on it.
Fantastic. Still don't believe that was the last piece of evidence. Oh, I see. It didn't... Okay. Oh, we think somebody threw him in here. Got him high. And then he was dragged out. I don't think it was him. The game didn't exactly give me directions on how to use this, so I'm just kind of having to figure this out. So those are feet. He thinks they're wheels. I don't. Okay, that would explain the hourglass and why he dropped it. I'm gonna actually have to figure out how this works, because it's not telling me anything. Have I not found all of the evidence? Doesn't seem to be the case, so that must mean that there's something missing. Excuse me, Watson. Good lord, man. I mean, this could have been
This
used.
disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Dude, neither can I.
This dreary rain is making a miserable day even worse.
Swear I've found everything. What the hell am I missing? Games really need better tutorials, or at least hints. Are you serious? Okay. I never would have figured that out. Okay. So if he was dragged out of here, brought to here, then he had to have opened it. Or I got this wrong. And he ran. Okay, so I was right initially. Okay, if we got outside, how do I follow? This game is nothing but confusing. will get the hang of this, though. If anybody has any ideas, please let me know. If you're as confused as I am, I don't blame you.
Someone moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden. Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
Or the servant was just getting high and tripped out when the explosion happened. It's also a possibility. So... no. Yes. And the spyglass. What? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, I didn't think so either. Okay. So these are puzzles we'll figure out along the way. That makes more sense now. Okay. I don't need to worry about that now until, like, further down the case.
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimahir's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimahir, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know? Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted. I'm not interested in the how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.
To be fair, Sherlock Holmes was up his own ass about that. But I do know that he wasn't known for having person skills. Okay. What's going on here?
A large pile of horse droppings.
Yep, I knew that was shit.
Many cigarette butts. Someone stood here for hours. There was a cab waiting here. Our abductor slipped in and then off into the night.
Question is how do we find the vehicle? Oh, here's the tracks. We have a name.
Roy Soulsby. Could that be the name of our man?
Or the cab owner. Either way, it's useful.
A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor?
Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say saltpeter.
Then we're in agreement. Well done. Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair. Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahia's cart, I gather.
So now we have an idea of who the abductee is. Or abductor? Yeah, abductor. It's one of these. There we go. Yeah. Figured he was a sailor. It made sense from the spyglass. And it's gonna be this one. Alright. Kamihia's kidnapper is most likely a sailor. Wallet bearer's saltpeter residue, and there's a recent saltpeter accident in the Port of London. So he's probably at the Port of London. Alright. Makes sense to me.
Not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident. Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there.
Please tell me this is a cab. Let's see.
Where to go? The Port of London, please. I will show you where to stop.
The Blood Red Knight. I know I'm a little clumsy at first, but I will get the hang of this.
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
I do not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor. Such things are mere fantasies, tricks of a feeble mind. One imagines a physician would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps. Before the war, my time abroad was difficult. Once, I came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor. After that...
Dr. Watson?
Yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer and placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued?
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. For without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods, do it. We must press on, cat or no cat. The question remains, why abduct Kimahir?
So this is a different standpoint. From the books that I read, Sherlock Holmes was deep in the Cthulhu Mythos. I knew quite a lot of it before it ever happened, and happened to drag Dr. Watson into it. Okay.
Oh, hardly a reputable establishment.
I've seen worse. Greetings, miss. I'm hoping you can help us.
We shall soon see.
I heard tell of a recent explosion in the port. What do you know of it?
Ah, yes. Something exploded in a ship's cargo hold. Caused a terrible blaze. The sky was red with smoke till morning.
Where precisely did it occur?
The ship sank near the third pier, next to the dockyard.
My colleague and I are seeking a burly man, above average height, with workman's boots.
Half my customers, then. Your description hardly narrows things down.
Are you familiar with a Roy Soulsby?
Roy Soulsby? I know the name, but he's not one of my regulars. My guess is that he works somewhere around here.
Miss, what if I told you that you are in the family way?
No, really? Oh, thank you, sir. How would I, a simple woman, have ever known without your help? You must be a doctor.
In a manner of speaking.
He's not. He merely has the ego of one. I apologize, miss. Mr. Holmes is fond of his observations, but I am the doctor here, not him. Do you need any help?
I'm fine, thank you. I would rather not discuss my condition, nor let word of it spread.
So she has been hiding it. Oh, hi. Really? Not a fan of cats? Help. Gervish missing for a week. Please tell if you see him. Estea in Port Shantytown. Red rag over house entrance. Will destroy pests of any kind in complex city. Except to payment cash only. Tickets to Oakmont, Massachusetts are still available. Okay.
Are you able to help me?
I'll be happy to help you. So listen to me.
Nice. Apparently I cannot speak to him.
Is this familiar to you?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Near the dockyard. I'm not seeing 3 points of water. Near the dockyard. This way, I'm guessing.
Excuse me, just one question.
No, sir, I've never heard of it.
Is this familiar to you?
No, sir, I've never heard of it.
I'm guessing this is not the dockyard. Thinking it's just further down this street here. It showed me where I was at. Make things a little easier.
Help me, please.
I think I can help you.
May have gone to watch the ship that exploded near the third pier. This is Pier 3. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say this is him.
Not in the mood, mate. Shoo!
Pardon me, sir. I am looking for Roy.
Not again. Yes, I'm Roy, but I can't help you find your uncle or whoever you've lost.
Now, what makes you think I would inquire about missing people?
You are the fourth person to ask this week. Just because I work at the port doesn't mean I keep track of everyone who comes here.
May I ask what you're doing here?
This is where the ship sank the other day. I'm trying to work out how we'll remove it.
You say we are not the first to ask you about a disappearance. Do you recall anything about those who came inquiring?
I only remember the foreign woman. I didn't catch her name, but those are her posters hanging up everywhere. She has badgered me twice now, but I still don't know nothing.
And this woman can be found?
No clue. She was talking gibberish.
Now, where was I?
HM cuss. Don't know what that means. Makes quite a bit of money. No real muscle tone, so he could have moved it by himself. Say he's a thief. He's got to be with the tattoos and stuff. HM, that's... oh no, that's a boat thing. But probably not.
What are you on about? What are you on about? Sorry, doesn't ring a bell.
Have you seen this before?
My card? Where did you dig that up?
At a crime scene near Baker Street involving a young servant's kidnapping, I might add.
No. Someone used it without my consent. How else would it end up there?
Yeah, I got the evidence wrong. I wish I could go back and fix that.
That boat explosion stopped most traffic coming into the port. Guess I'll be without work for a while.
Shantytown. So I'm here. Missing this, so if I come out here, take a right. You really have to do quite a bit of thinking for this and problem solving. That must be it. Let's just barge in, why don't we?
Hello, lad. Is this where I may find Dea?
You read the poster? Yes? You know where my brother Girves is?
Sadly, no. Well, not yet. I want to speak to Dea. Is she around?
Amma, my mother. She got sick after the fire. Big red smoke. She couldn't breathe, so I took her to the doctor. Now I am in charge.
Where did you last see Girves?
He worked at a, warehouse. This man, Roy Solby, gave him the job. He paid him a necklace.
How would you describe this Solsby?
He was big and strong. He had a big scary eye.
Scary, you say?
Yes, like it was made of metal.
So somebody used his calling card.
Do you still have the necklace that Solsby gave to Girves?
Girves left it near the shrine. I tried to sell it to buy Amma medicine, but no one wanted to buy.
Don't go anywhere.
I miss Girves. Do you think he's okay?
This cheap pendant looks like silver, but it's only made of tin. No surprise the boy couldn't sell it.
Also has a Lovecraftian symbol on it. I'll have to see if Roy knows anything about someone by that description. He must know something. If he doesn't, then maybe go into the barmaid.
What are you gawping at?
I have been told that you hired Dea's son, Girves, right before he vanished. His brother also said you had a metal eye. What do you make of this?
Tell that him to stop making things up.
Alright. Well, then we'll bring it up to the barmaid.
Are you able to help me?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Help me, please.
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Have you ever heard of a man with a metallic eye?
I've seen him even. Dirty Summers is the name. A nasty lout, with a silver ball in place of a missing eye. Doesn't look like anything to me. Have you been drinking?
We must go.
Oh, no. No chance of a pint, then.
Bertie Somers. Sounds like a trustworthy fellow.
Are you able to help me?
I can't help you with this.
This might be something that now Roy must know. I don't know. Then again, I asked him, I mentioned the metal eye and he didn't say anything, so...
Is this familiar to you?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Alright, we'll bring it up to Roy then.
Wonder why people are going
Oh,
missing.
good lord.
Puts a man on edge, you know.
Do you know anything about this?
I wish I could.
It's gotta be those two. And this one I have no
Yeah,
idea.
But I can't. Sorry.
That's not gonna be it, but sure. Hmm. Yeah, I didn't think so. Whoa, really? Okay. He's kidnapper. think that he might be the accomplice. Okay, so that's why it was yelling at me to click on that. Yeah, there was an exclamation mark by the, what do you call it, the Mind Palace symbol. The only reason why I was able to figure that out.
What are you gawping at?
Mr. Soulsby, you know more than you're letting on.
What makes you say that? And how do I fit in all this? Sorry, you lost me there.
Mr. Soulsby.
Oh, what is the crime? Who's the criminal?
And how do I fit?
Come on.
Mr. Soul.
At least tell me how this is supposed to work. It's saying, what's the crime, who's the criminal? Obviously the crime is that the guy's been kidnapped.
And how do I...
But it doesn't look like it's going to give me... Okay.
Mr. Soul.
And how...
Not going to give me anything.
And how...
I've literally tried all of them at this point.
Mr. Soul. Give me one moment. Mr. Soulsby, you know more. Give me one moment. I shall take my leave.
I don't have enough evidence to prove this guy did anything.
What are you gawping
I mean,
at?
I have the card. Oh, it's red. I have the card, but it's not allowing me to use that as evidence. That would be the biggest thing. Maybe I need to ask around more. I'll talk to the other two again and just go through all the evidence.
I should have helped Amma put out the posters.
Of course the kid's useless. He didn't even tell me where the fucking doctor is. So at least I can go and talk to her, and maybe she has some information.
Doesn't look like anything to me. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Doesn't look like anything to me.
What do you know about this poster?
A foreign woman asked to put it up. She's plastered them all over the port.
Any clues as to her whereabouts?
None. It was hard to understand what she was saying.
There Shudder to ask, but where does one find a Dirty Summers?
He likely signed on with a ship. I am not one to spy on others, let alone him.
I see.
My advice, keep away from him.
Okay, so we do have more information. Roy has to know, but I need to give the right evidence. It's the only thing left. Alright, I'm gonna try this again.
Moskva. Sounds like this ship was from the east.
My money is on a loose cigarette or a discarded match. One careless throw, and boom.
What are you gawping at?
Mr. Sol... A man named Dirty Summers was involved in some recent kidnappings across London. He used your name as a cover for his deeds.
What? Really? That doesn't mean I'm involved, though.
Literally clicked that one last time and it didn't work.
Boulder. Sorry.
Mr.
Okay.
A man...
What? Boulder. Sorry.
Come on.
And how... So
What the fuck is going on? I didn't even have that choice there.
A man named...
What? Really?
Okay. Oh, what's his connection to the crime? I didn't read that.
Your calling card was found at the crime scene. That's enough to make you a suspect.
You cannot be serious.
I really need to pay attention more.
It's true. And that's before mentioning your gold watch. It's brand new and awfully expensive for a customs officer. Clearly you have found yourself another source of income. I'm sure Scotland Yard will be delighted to investigate further.
All right, stop. Look, it's not as it seems. I did not partake in the kidnappings.
I'm all ears, Mr. Soulsby.
Yes, I know Summers. He paid me to turn a blind eye to his business in the warehouse area. Just that. On my word.
You did not tell me which warehouse he used?
I do not recall, but I used red paint to mark unsupervised warehouses. Ought to be one of them.
What else can you say of Summers?
He's a regular at the Cursed Mermaid. Goes there with his crew almost every evening.
What for?
I don't know. I assumed just for a drink.
marked with red paint. I'll try talking to the barmaid first, and then if we get nothing, we will look for the warehouse. Maybe asking someone about it might help.
Why do I have the feeling that you know more about Dirty Summers than you're letting on?
I have nothing more to add, sir.
What is the crime and who is the criminal?
I failed to... Are you...
Good lord.
Enough. I have hard evidence that Summers was involved in recent kidnappings across London.
I'm not surprised. So what?
How's the bartender connected?
A customs officer, Roy Soulsby, testified that Summers was a regular here. You must know something about his business.
All I know is his drinks order.
What's the bartender's secret?
If the lives of the missing do not concern you, then I would urge you to think about your unborn child.
Are you threatening me?
Nothing of the sort, but that doesn't mean that there won't be consequences for your silence. Everyone knows you happily served Summers and his crew. Should the police come knocking, you'll be the one going away. And none of us wish to see you raise a child behind bars. Now, spare yourself the trouble and tell me all you know.
Okay. Summers hired my private room. I think he used it to recruit people, but I haven't seen him in a few days. He paid me cash, so I paid him no attention. Nor did I touch anything inside. Here's the key, go and do what you will. Just leave me out of it.
Oh, where did she say it was? Where the hell's the pub's private room? All the doors go outside. Okay, there's clearly an upstairs. It's probably up there. But I'm not seeing a way to get up there. It's gotta be out back. Or not. The fuck? Are you serious? I can't even figure out where the fucking room is? What in God's name is going on? There was not a dot on the door. They usually let you know that you can... Fine.
Strange symbols. I don't recognize them.
Parker and Williams Company, Manchester. High quality sailcloth packed in wood crates. Okay.
£5. That won't go far.
Alright, so we know he's hiring men. We have to figure out who he's brought back here.
The hairs on the back of my neck stood up.
Doesn't look like anything to me. Have you been drinking?
What did you see of Summer's work here? He was recruiting people?
It was like the whole world came through my door. People of all creeds and colours, but always strong, always tall. They seem like workers or journeymen. Beyond that, there's not much more to tell. I took his money and let him be.
And this lasted how long?
Several weeks, I wager.
I'll bring the shipping invoice over to Roy. Maybe he'll know something about it. In a warehouse, carrying crates of sailcloth marked with red paint.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Excuse me, just one question.
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
So at this point, I just need to look for the warehouse. Or it should be this big glowing one. Nope, doesn't seem to be the case. I think we found it.
Unlikely that this warehouse has the goods.
Excuse me?
Unlikely that this warehouse has the goods.
I'm looking at red paint, dude. The hell do you mean? Literally red paint. Yeah. There's another one with red paint.
Wrong warehouse. Nothing to see here.
I'm now just checking sure that I've actually got all the warehouses at 7. Eight, 9, 10. What? No instructions? Oh, okay. Right.
Really, Holmes, this ought to be beneath you. As my brother would say, it is for the greater good. Mold. That's why you don't leave sailcloth lying out. Good quality, but torn in many spots.
Yeah, nobody's gonna buy this.
This crank saw some use. The layers of rust will prevent any movement. Well oiled and well maintained. Fit for a crank.
Wonder where I'll find one of those.
It's stuck. No one's used it in a very long time.
I'm on my way, Watson.
A hidden passage, just as I expected.
Glad you did. Warehouse is the last location to find any more evidence, and it seems like I've missed something. Ah.
There are a couple of marks on this end. The scratches are fresh, left by something metallic.
I wonder what. There's still more. What could I have possibly missed?
The layers of rust will prevent any movement.
I don't believe I'll be able to find anything on the outside, but I can take a look. Yeah. Ah, I can. Okay.
The planks were broken with force.
don't know what I'm missing, but can't be that important.
Wait here, Watson, and keep an eye on the doors. I'll scout the premises.
Will do. Be careful down there.
Okay.
Wait. What's happening? What is this place? Where am I?
I'm wondering the same thing.
Strangely cold. Something is missing. This cannot have been under the port of London all along. Is it an illusion? The only way forward is the abyss. The only way forward is the abyss.
Don't tell me.
Phew, I didn't die. It is icy cold and pulsating. My heart, be calm.
Strange way of doing it, but okay. Garnak Kadishtu. I don't know what that means. So if I run, it closes faster? Is that what I'm getting from this?
Now I am somewhere else. How?
The boot strides, what he was talking about, they were smaller boot strides.
It's harder to breathe here.
Because they were going at a slower pace and not running.
What is that?
Fucking horrifying is what that is.
It's like it stares right through me. It's like it stares right through me.
Worth a shot. I was thinking that if I walked backwards while staring at it, that it would make a bridge appear or something. Okay, so that opens the door, but how do I get across?
Oh no! Unspeakably revolting.
Yeah, I had a feeling. That was very grotesque.
Head is already spinning. When will this end? There are 2 recesses. My head. What just happened?
Is this a spot the difference puzzle? What is it here that I'm missing?
The stench. strange stone. It almost feels alive. One down, one to go.
Clear edges. Oh, he just walked slowly.
Oh,
Okay.
that is truly revolting. Frozen and pulsing almost like it has a heart.
These puzzles are a bit simpler, but I think I'm starting to get the hang of things, little by little.
Did I get out? John?
What is it, Holmes?
Don't tell me. Okay.
Watson? Holmes, where are you?
Oh man. Boy looks defeated.
Holmes? Holmes? Are you alright?
Fine. Watson, I'm fine, thank you for asking.
Fine? By Jove, you should have heard the way you called out my name.
It was just a game of shadows.
I'm glad. This place gives me the chills. What are we dealing with?
Something that's finally interesting.
I could say that again.
Did you hear that, Watson?
I hear you.
At least 24 pendants, all identical and made of tin. An American passport. Amos Colby. Someone got their hands dirty painting this with blood.
Amos Colby, hair red, eyes brown. April 20th, 420, 1852 in Boston, Massachusetts. Northwood Agency, any manner of discreet investigations for you. We shall search the world. And of course, the sacrificial dagger.
I've never seen a pattern like this before. Old blood stains. It seems made for simple experiments. I wager they could not afford a better set. This box contained a narcotic substance, much like the one in Kimihir's brazier. Black Edelweiss Institute established 17-something. Cyanosis of the lips, marks on the neck. This man was strangled. His abdomen is severely bloated. Oh, potent. This sensor has more narcotic residues. What on earth? It looks like the scribbling of madmen.
Guess it is the question, is it one or many? I think it's just one. Many beds here, though. I'm guessing I'm wrong.
A small bloodstain, but not serious. The strength it would take to carry this crate, let alone break it.
He was trying to crawl out.
Deep scratches left in a frenzy. Miserable food, mass-produced. I must have seen this one before. That explains my hallucinations.
Yeah, we did see that earlier.
These clothes are missing buttons. They were forcefully removed. Dumpra, a staple of lecturemen's attire in Nepal. Gathered from dozens of people at the very least.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. He was trying to get out. Oh, they're kidnapping people.
Holmes, are you sure you've left no stone unturned?
What the fuck?
Who are these people?
I'm wondering the same thing. It's a lot of photos. Gotta be one of those. Amos Colby, private detective from Northwood Agency in Boston, was investigating the disappearances before being caught and killed by perpetrators. They're not moving sails, they're moving bodies. Gotta be one of these. As far as I can tell, we don't have much evidence left. Wants me to solve it, but we're missing a piece. Probably this that we need to solve. Yeah, definitely that one. They were trying to crawl out. But they're shipping the bodies, so that's gotta be it. So it's gotta be one of these two here. What's this?
Someone used mud to draw a cross in a rectangle. Why? Fine rope work, cut by a finer blade. These clothes were crudely cut off someone. An American, judging by the style.
No, it was cut off, so...
Many people were brought to this place. Their abductors stripped off their clothes and discarded them in a pile. The prisoners were kept in a soporific trance by the use of narcotics. A few tried to resist, but alas, in vain. After a few days, everyone was stuffed in a crate and sent elsewhere. Only one captive was left behind. He was strangled to death on this altar.
What the hell is happening, Holmes?
Calm yourself.
Wondering why the abdomen was swollen. Oh, that's fucking nasty.
What is
Those
it?
leeches?
Oh my God. Please tell me we found all we needed to, Holmes.
I think we found a bit more than that.
Yet we have no clue as to where those people have been taken.
And that's where you're wrong, Watson. We have more than enough. I just need to connect the dots. How about you pack your suitcase in the meantime, my dear fellow? Just in case.
It's hard to know how much to pack. I might bring a spare notebook
Before I
just
leave,
in case.
I should know where I'm going.
Headed to Black Edelweiss Institute, established in the 1700s. Because of a box? Excuse me? There we go. It is an Interlaken, Switzerland, established in 1789 by Professor Keller. The institute specializes in mental illness and addictions.
Dr. Watson, how does a trip to Switzerland sound to you?
It sounds unexpected. What makes you think we should head there?
It's all about the box with narcotics and Mr. Colby's clue, the cross inside a rectangle. Put two and two together, add a dash of research, and what do you get? The Black Edelweiss Institute in Interlaken, Switzerland. If we hurry, we can still catch tonight's train. As grateful as I have been for your company, Dr. Watson, I'm afraid you shall have to investigate Edelweiss alone.
Hello? Mr. Holmes, I fear you overestimate my abilities.
Nonsense. You are a military man, a bastion of British courage.
I'm no such thing. As a doctor, I avoided most combat, save for one dreadful day. My troop was ambushed in a village, with innocents caught in the crossfire. Too many to help.
The man with the rosary. He was one of them?
A translator, yes. We were trapped. 6 soldiers and myself. I thought it was the end. But Lieutenant Paget refused to go quietly. The men prepared for a final stand. I rose to follow, but Paget shook his head. He told me to run. That I had other men to save. They charged, and I fled through the rear. So you see, Mr. Holmes, I am a coward.
The logic seems inescapable.
Yes.
You, a surgeon by trade, would have been perfectly useless in that conflict.
What? No.
And how many men have you helped since? Ailments eased, troubles tended?
No more than a handful. Truth be told, I have become somewhat of a recluse.
How many people could you help with 30 years ahead of you? Dozens? Hundreds? Paget was correct. You can cease your self-recrimination.
Holmes, I don't know what to say.
I would start with, I am Dr. John Watson, may I look around?
That was very insightful and sweet of him.
The Edelweiss staff will doubtless be eager to show off their facility to a fellow physician. I have already taken the liberty of sending a letter on your behalf to request a visit.
And what of you?
I shall be pursuing other avenues. Should you see anything troublesome or improper, simply notify the local authorities. Otherwise, try a little analysis yourself. You know my methods. Apply them.
The Mountains of Madness. Okay, I'm going to stop it here. I'll give myself some sleep. I hope everybody's enjoyed this. I know I have muddled through most of it at this point, but I'm starting to figure it out little by little. Regardless, thank you guys for watching. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. You guys have a good night, and goodbye.